A reading from the book of Sirach. Wisdom breathes life into her children and admonishes those who seek her. He who loves her loves life. Those who seek her will be embraced by the Lord. He who holds her fast inherits glory. Wherever he dwells, the Lord bestows blessings. Those who serve her serve the Holy One. Those who serve her, the Lord loves. He who obeys her judges nations. He who hearkens to her dwells in her inmost chambers. If one trusts her, he will possess her. His descendants too will inherit her. She walks with him as a stranger, and at first she puts him to the test. Fear and dread she brings upon him and tries him with her discipline until she try him by her laws and trusts his soul. Then she comes back to him to bring happiness and reveal her secrets to them, and she will heap upon him treasures of knowledge and an understanding of justice. But if he fails her, she will abandon him and deliver him into the hands of despoilers. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
O Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
O Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
Those who love your law have great peace, and for them there is no stumbling block. O
Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
I keep your precepts and your decrees, for all my ways are before you. O
Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
My lips pour forth your praise, because you teach me your statutes.
O Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
May my tongue sing of your promise, for all your commands are just. O
Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight.
O Lord, great peace have they who love your law.
Let my soul live to praise you, and may your ordinances help me.
O Lord, great peace have they who love your law. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. John said to Jesus, "Teacher, we saw someone driving out demons in your name, and we tried to prevent him because he does not follow us." Jesus replied, "Do not prevent him. There is no one who performs a mighty deed in my name who can at the same time speak ill of me, for whoever is not against us is with us." The Gospel of the Lord. When you consider the gifts of the Holy Spirit, which are really much of what is being celebrated in the book of Sirach, you can see that there are two gifts that seem related and almost identical, and that's knowledge and wisdom. And the difference between them is actually important. Knowledge is the amassing and the collecting of information, data, okay? Wisdom is figuring out what you're supposed to do with it, how you're supposed to use it, okay? That's important, really, really important. There's an extremely influential theologian in the 20th century named Reinhold Niebuhr, and he spent much of his life teaching at Union Theological Seminary in New York City, and very, very brilliant man, like I said, very, very influential. He is actually the author of what has come to be known as the Serenity Prayer, although his original wording is slightly different from what most people know. He wrote, God, give me the grace to accept with serenity the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I should change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, what can I do? What should I do? What can't I do? How do I sort it out? I can see all these options here. What's my direction? This is where we ask for the grace and the wisdom to know what we can do, what we should do, what we can't do. Simple as that. And so Jesus in the gospel today shows the dimension of wisdom also. There are the disciples, hot-headed, John and James probably right next to him at that point. Say, he wasn't part of our group, so we can't have him around. And Jesus understands, no, that's not the way it needs to be. If he's not against us, he's for us. If he's celebrating a victory over Satan in my name, he's not going to curse me. He's not. So let him alone. Let him alone. There are facts that are going on in the gospel there. Jesus has the wisdom to understand what to do with them. So today, as we celebrate this Eucharist and as we continue our lives, may we also pray with Niebuhr and in the example of Jesus to know the difference between what we can do, what we cannot do, what we should do, and then ask God for the grace to do it. Let us stand and pray.